Hi, I'm Miss Powell. I'm the English teacher at this campus. I just wanted to share a short lesson with you on reading annotation. Being able to annotate when we read is a vital skill. It enables us to do a very close reading and glean important meaning from the passage. Let me share this lesson I devised to assist us as we read. Yeah, annotating. How to take effective notes while we read. Our goal today is that we can demonstrate some annotation skills. So, what is a close reading and how do we do this? What is an annotation? What is a close reading? It's a note added to a text as a comment or an explanation. It's the act of adding notes or comments to something, the act of annotating something. Yeah, the text may look like this when we've finished annotating a page. We've got notes in the margin, maybe a summary of a paragraph or a passage. We've circled main characters. We've underlined important details. Okay, when we annotate, we look for setting, characters. We notice figurative language. We make a connection to the theme, connection to other literature. We look at new vocabulary words. We ask questions about the text. We look at the plot, the rising action in the plot, the climax, the falling action. We look at anything that comes to mind as we read. Okay, so in other words, we look at language. We look at characters. We look at the setting. We look at vocabulary. We look at the use of theme in the story, and we make connections between this and other reading that we've done. Language might be figurative language, the use of similes, metaphors, personification, word choice that the author uses, rhetorical devices. He appeals to our sense of ethics, our sense of logic, our emotions. We look at the mood in the story, the tone, the author's attitude towards what he's writing. And how does this author use all of these literary devices? What is his purpose? And what purpose does language play in the text? Okay, characterization. Noticeable changes in these characters and in the development of the characters, the internal and external struggle they go through, challenges they face. Are the characters dynamic? Do they change in the story? Do they grow from their experience? Or do they remain the same? Setting. How important is the setting? Where does this story take place? Does the setting become a character in the story? What is the significance of the setting? Use of vocabulary. New words, write them down with their definition. The dictionary definition, and how the word is used in the text, the denotation of that word. And then think why the author chose the word instead of something else. How is this related to word choice in the language section? Themes, these recurring messages, love, deception, friendship, and motifs, recurring ideas, recurring images in the story. So there are 4 fundamental ways we connect to a text. The most important is how we as the reader connect to the text. What value does it hold for us as an individual? How do we relate to this reading? This is the most important connection, this personal level we make with what we read. The text to itself. We describe major features of the writing style. We think of their use of logos, ethos, pathos, logic, our sense of right and wrong, our sense of ethics, our emotions. We analyze the language of the text to see how well it's working in the text itself. The text to other texts that we've read, any connection we see between the reading and others that we've read in this class or in other classes or other readings that we've done, this connection is a very important part in making us academically successful. We connect the text to the world. What connection do we see between the aspect of what we're reading in this text and what we're experiencing, say, in the news, what is going on in the world around us? It makes us a more mature understanding when we read. Now, the way not to annotate, we can see in this picture here. This student has highlighted every page, every passage in this book. He's underlined everything in his books. So no, it's nothing stands out. He's highlighted everything. So he's got questions about everything. We don't know what he's got questions about. He's just highlighted everything. For annotation is also using slang that's not clear. It's not clear to you if you go back to the text why you put this out. It's just not clear. Or just circling random words and not explaining, just putting a question mark next to a text. It makes the passage and your understanding, your examination of it totally unclear. We annotate, we perform a close reading to help with our comprehension, to make note of important places in the text, to make it easier to go back and find key phrases or quotations for the paper later on. And we want to remember the material that we've studied or read. So in conclusion, to annotate, we must read the passage once for information and then read again for understanding. We underline, we define unknown words, we analyze characterization, we summarize passages. Annotation is a very, very important skill. It's one that helps us as we're working with the STAR reading portion of the test. It's also one that helps us to understand as we read and helps us to remember what we read. Thank you for letting me share this with you today.